weeks ago, we brought you a story of rowing athletes preparing to represent Team Alberta at this year's Canada Summer Games. This time, we'll showcase rowing athletes representing Team Saskatchewan at the Summer Games. Here's Adil Ahmed with more.
Over 25 athletes will be rowing for Team Saskatchewan at the 2022 Canada Summer Games in St. Catharines, Ontario. 5 of those athletes are from the border city and are a part of the Lloydminster Rowing Club. Liam Gilby is one of those 5 and will be on the men's 8 for the games. The 17-year-old has been training since last summer to have this opportunity and was thrilled when he found out he made the roster.
I was so happy because my goal was to be in the men's 8 for Summer Games, and all that training that I've done throughout the last winter and through this summer just all paid off. It was such a good experience, and I was just so happy.
Another local figure that will represent the land of living skies is Elijah Lopez, who is entering his second year at Brock University. Lopez will be competing in the men's 4 and 8 at the Summer Games. He will also have a chance to compete against some of his friends from school.
You'll text back and forth and be like, oh, like our boat went this fast, and just really push to see who can. Yeah. It's all fun just to chat with the guys and see who will come out on top.
One individual who has been a part of the games in the past as a coxswain is Maya Golden, who is now coaching the athletes ahead of the games. Golden feels she has matured more now that she's on the coaching side of rowing.
There's things to worry about on both sides. As an athlete, you have to worry about the workout, you have to worry about your technique, you have to worry about all the stuff dealing with you. And then as a coach, I'm more worried about everyone around me, how everyone else is doing. You have to focus on how everyone on the water is doing rather than just like what you're doing in your boat. And yeah, it's kind of like a maturity thing. Like I really kind of saw myself like feeling a little bit more comfortable, like more confident, talking to people even, as I kind of got more comfortable talking to the athletes.
The athletes will have a chance to compete for gold starting August 17th. Adil Ahmed, Primetime, Local Sports.
All right, it's time now to check in with Shelby Clark once again, who has another look at weather.
Thanks so much again there, Jace. Yes, taking another extended look at your weather forecast. We will be starting off with our central zone of our provinces to kind of see where we are sitting at. And we have warmed up quite a bit in most spots as we have been comparing it to last week for sure. Most spots are just seeing around 22 degrees. A little bit higher up with Whitecourt and Athabasca, they are at 21 with both spots. 23 right there in Edmonton. And as we look a little bit over at Jasper, they are seeing the warmest getting closer to that 30-degree point. And switching over to our Saskatchewan side here, they are looking a lot warmer compared to the Alberta side. As we could see, Cold Lake, Meadow Lake, both at 22 degrees. We got 26 over in Prince Albert, Melfort, and North Battleford, both at 27. So still getting closer to that 30 degrees. And we go over to Saskatoon, they are just past it with 32. So some spots are seeing that heat warning in effect over on this end for sure. Definitely seeing some warmer conditions, but please make sure you are just staying safe, staying hydrated, and using that sunscreen. That's all that matters. Now switching over to our northern zone, they are looking slightly cooler than what we would expect. Kind of expect them to match with us in our central area. Most spots just at 17 degrees over on this end. 16 in Stony Rapids as well as down in La Ronge. 18 over in South End, while Flin Flon is the warmest compared to all of them there at that 25-degree mark. And switching now back over to our Alberta side here, they are looking slightly cooler. They're kind of matching with us on the Alberta side in our central zone, although some spots like Fort McMurray and Fort Chipewyan looking slightly cooler with that 15 and 17-degree mark. 20 degrees for both Slave Lake and High Level, while Peace River and Grand Prairie both at 22. Now going over to our southern zone, not really surprised here with what temperatures they are looking at, especially for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, seeing that 34, 35 degrees. So they have definitely picked it back up from what we were seeing last week. Definitely have that heat warning in effect as well. So please make sure you are staying safe out there because those are getting to almost dangerous temperatures, getting closer to that 40 degrees. Hopefully just kind of starts to kind of stay around that point or cool down from there. 29 over in Banff, Calgary, and Coronation at 24 and 25 degrees. So Medicine Hat, Lethbridge definitely looking the warmest out of most. And going back over to our Saskatchewan side, they are looking very warm. 33 for Estevan and Swift Current. Regina's just at 32. Moose Jaw is also just at that 35 point. So definitely got that heat warning over here. Make sure you are just staying hydrated, using that sunscreen, finding shade when needed. Just make sure you are staying safe, but also, I guess, enjoy that nice sun out there. And Kindersley and Yorkton both at 29 degrees. So southern zone's definitely looking a lot warmer compared to most. And now going back across the region and looking at what we will expect throughout our evening, tonight, and throughout the night. Most spots across the region will be seeing those single-digit points. So even though we are warming up this week, we are just starting off slightly cooler for our evening lows, but that's not too bad. You know, it's nice to get a little nice cool down after having a nice sunny day. Myrna will be expecting a low of 6, so on most spots we'll be expecting a low of between 8 to 10 degrees tonight. La Crosse will be seeing the warmest with a low of 13, but we will be seeing some nice conditions, pretty calm conditions, nothing too crazy. And ending with our 3-day forecast for here in the border city, we'll be looking at 22 tomorrow with a lot more sun peeking behind those clouds, seeing 26 on Wednesday, so even warming up right there in the middle of the week with a mixture from sun and cloud. Then Thursday, seeing even warmer at 27, although we will be expecting a high chance of that some precipitation and a risk of a thunderstorm, so just keep on watch for that. But we are seeing some beautiful days coming up here in the border city. That's all I have for now. Our Jace Mack will have our news coming up after the break.
If you're looking for something to do in the tail end of the summer, you may want to check out Riverbend Trading Post. It's a U-Pick sunflower farm located east of Lloydminster, and I'm joined today by husband and wife owners Trish and Ed Noble. Can you guys share with me, first of all, just a little bit more about your business?
Well, the Riverbend Trading Post will provide you with access to more than 3 acres of sunflowers. And this year we have a few pumpkins and there's corn growing as well. It's a great pick your own experience.
People bring their own buckets and vases and an item to cut the sunflowers with, and that's basically it. They tour around, they look through the flowers, they pick the ones they like out, and then they go from there. And we have an area that the kids can play. We have some picnic tables and some old machinery and trucks and cars that they can look at and take pictures beside. So that's basically it.
It really looks like you've got a nice scenic spot there, great to overlook the river. I want to ask how long you guys have been in business and maybe what inspired this idea.
Well, Ed planted sunflowers around the cabin here, and they were just so beautiful. So in 2019, we used them for our wedding. We had a sunflower theme, and they were just so hardy and everything we went through. So last year we planted them, and with the drought, they were only knee high. So we weren't even sure if we were going to open. But everyone, the response was just overwhelming. So we opened up, and they were perfect for vase height and that. And here we are back again doing it. So we had trouble with the gophers this year, but it seems like there's always something. But we managed to get through it, and we're quite excited to open up tomorrow. Or on August 5th. So.
The short flowers were good for people to find their children in. And like over at the house here, we have some that are 8 to 10 feet high. So it would be more of a jungle theme if they were all like that. But they're not. It's nice over there, and it's accommodating to the public.
Would you say the reaction from people last year surprised you?
Yes, it was overwhelming, and we were just so grateful and thankful that everyone came out. And it was so much enjoyment to see people in the field. And I mean, last year too was the first time we got to break free from the COVID regulations. So it was just such a wonderful response. And it's pet friendly, so people were able to bring their dogs and everything. And there's lots of photographers out, and it was beautiful. Everyone shared their photos with us. It was just so nice to see.
We had a photographer from Provost last year. That was about the furthest away one. But we had some people come from Burnaby, I believe they're out visiting relatives out here, and they thought it was okay. So it was okay.
That's awesome. I'm sure our viewers who are interested in coming out want to know a little bit more about where you're located, how much things cost, and your hours. Can you kind of run through those for us today?
We're in the Orem of Britannia. It's about six miles from Hillmont.
Yeah, we're basically 10 miles north of Lloydminster, and then you go straight east past Hillmont as far as you can go, and then the road bends to the right, and then that brings you right up the hill to our place. It's right perched up on top of the North Saskatchewan River.
But our pricing is $5 admission per person. Children under 2 are free. And it's $1 per you pick sunflower. So very reasonable. We kept our prices the same as last year and just hoping to get the same amount of people out and enjoy the summer this way.
So are you expecting to be open from now and then into the fall?
Yeah, we're dependent on weather, so hopefully we have a nice long warm fall. Last year we were open till about mid-September, so yeah. So we're opening August 5th, and then we're going to be all open weekends and then some days during the week. So if people just watch our Facebook page, well, our hours will be updated there.
And is there anything else you'd like to share about Riverbend Trading Post?
Photography is really big. So if there's photographers that want to come out, they can get in touch with us and we just ask that they book ahead. For the Riverbend Trading Post, we do have, I do have Peruvian jewelry for sale, and that's a Murano glass and a Palca silver. And we hope to expand a little bit more. We hope to have some vendors in eventually, and just excited to move forward and make additions every year. So.
Well, I want to say thanks to both of you for taking some time to join us today. It was a pleasure learning more about your business.